It's a treat for Mother's Day because they need treating. So we're leading up to Mother's Day this coming Sunday, and I'm going to show you a dish which I think is right up there with some of my favourite stuff to do. It's really me, actually, and it requires beef fillet, puff pastry, mushrooms, pancakes. It's a classic beef Wellington. Several elements that need to be done a little bit in advance before you go ahead with it. But if you can master a good beef Wellington, which is all in the cooking time and all in about the quality of your puff pastry, then I think you're onto a winner. And there's nothing better, really, for Mother's Day. First job for the beef Wellington, make sure you either buy or make puff pastry. You can buy really good ones, so an all butter puff pastry is what you want. And ask your butcher for a barrel cut fillet of beef. And what I mean by barrel cut is that it's the same thickness from one end to the other. The fillet goes from the Chateaubriand end down to the tail. You want the middle bit. If you have a frying pan hot, because you're going to seal the fillet off to begin with, I would normally do this outside. So I've got sort of an outside kitchen there, and it gets rid of the smell, and I don't have to clean up the top afterwards. So I've got a little touch of oil in there, rapeseed oil or olive oil. Like that. So immediately you lower the fillet in, it sings to you. And I use sea salt, good old Malden sea salt. Or the best salt around is the blackthorn salt, but that's from up in Scotland and that precious. Careful that it does tend to spit a bit. You can help the coloration by another butter going in there. You can, this is the good thing about a Wellington, is that you can make it 2 days in advance, 3 days in advance. Keep it in the fridge, and then bring it out and cook it. Take your time, give it a good sealing all over. You don't want to leave it in the pan too long. Good sealing all over. There we go. Once you're happy you've sealed it all over, put it on a plate to rest if you want to let it cool down. Don't get to do each end. I think we're there. First job. You could do that a day in advance if you wanted to. Over to what happens next. So in here, which I'll show you, is I've blended 1 breast of chicken in a food processor and added mushrooms. I've been very fortunate to add morel mushrooms, so you don't need to go to that far expense. You can use ordinary button mushrooms. But that's called a duxelle, okay? But I'll put chicken mousse into it and a touch of cream. So it's chicken breast and a touch of cream. Okay, season it. There are so many different variations of how to do it, but this is just the one I like. Some people wrap the fillet in Parma ham. Some people put foie gras pate around it. I'm just using the mushroom and chicken. Now, here, this is what I want to talk about. I've got some pancakes, and these are lightly green because I put parsley through them. So when I make the pancake mix, I blend some parsley through it. Okay, so it gives them not too much of a false green colour, but a light green colour. So these elements all need to be done in advance. This is the thing which excites me more than anything, is that I like to make my own puff pastry. It's a thing I've always done. Yes, you can get some brilliant puff pastries out there, and I would certainly tell you at home that's the way forward. But me being a chef, I make my own. You can make a batch of this and freeze it, no problem at all. But I think think once you're used to making puff pastry and you get good results, you aren't ever going to buy it again. I can tell it's a good one because I can see all the layers in between it. It's a good one. Make sure your work surface is well floured. Work with it straight from the fridge. Okay. So you need to make it big enough to encase the beef fillet. Not too thick and not too thin. Because obviously the thicker you do it, the longer that'll take to cook in the oven. And there's nothing worse than a well done beef Wellington. I think that's perfect. So wrap it up so you can see the sort of thickness of it. Happy that the beef fillet is nice and cold now? Dijon mustard, optional. Acts as a seasoning really, nothing more. Give it a good painting with the Dijon. All over. And even. Okay. So it's been seasoned. We've now painted it with Dijon. Take my cling film. Take a big square of it. Grab one of your herb pancakes, or two of your herb pancakes. And take some of your duxelle. I'm thinking how to do this, so it's going to be neat. Spread it. It needs to be big enough for the base. Fillet, sit it on top. Some of the duxelle or at the side of it. You want the duxelle spread round it fairly evenly. Love doing these. I really do. Because you're never quite sure how they're going to turn out. Once you get them in the oven, is that right? Now we're going to wrap it up in the pancake. What the pancake does is that it absorbs any moisture that comes out from the beef fillet. Just wrap it up, not particularly cleverly, into a parcel like so. Trim off any excess. Get some more cling film. More cling film. Again. Then neaten it up, see? Okay. So allow this for a bit of time in the fridge to firm up. Okay. And by doing that, it's made it a really neat round shape. So the beef fillet is not going to go like that. Puff pastry's been in the fridge. Seeing the size of the roll that I've done, I think it might need to be a little bit bigger, so I'm just going to make it a bit bigger. Nothing worse than having it too tight. And straight onto your baking tray. Right, sorry. That's still going to be tight. I'm not going to put it on here now. Okay, let's go for this. Get your fillet from out of the fridge. So you can see you could do this bit in advance. Unwrap it. If you allowed this to set overnight, it would really firm up. Okay, perfect. Egg wash, just normal egg wash. Egg wash it liberally. This is to make sure it sticks. This isn't for any other reason. And then bring it over, and hopefully it encases it all. Like so. And all there like that. Okay? So folds underneath. I've been there, done that. Then egg wash again. I've made a little latticing to go over the top. Now, if I try and show you this, I just think it complicates matters. It's just some of the puff pastry rolled out into a strip, and you use one of these. It's called a lattice cutter. Unless you know what you're up to, they can be problematic. I can do it. I'm just not the best at it. Oh, you don't have to do it any more than that. Don't forget to egg wash again. So you can see this will serve 4 people generously. You lose the both end pieces, I have to say, but the rest looking good. Then I'll cook this at about 210. Generally speaking, your domestic ovens don't run as high as commercial ovens. And then this is optional. Nubs of thyme. It's a bit of a faff, but it does good look, make it look all right. So this is the finished article. The oven is preheated at 210. Going to get it in and hope for the best. I think this will take half an hour. If you've got a probe, you can probe it, and if it says 50 degrees in the middle, take it out. But you do want to do a Wellington on the rare side. Okay, so into the oven. Okay, so this has had half an hour. I'm a victim of my own success here because the puff pastry is that good. It's all expanded everywhere. But I don't want to cook it anymore because I think it'll be all right. The important thing is you let it rest. Wellington is resting. I've got carrots, little young carrots here cooking in a butter emulsion. I'm going to fry off some of these beautiful morels. And again, touch of butter. Splash of Madeira. A little bit of jus warming up again. And my mashed potato. Right, that's it. I'm obviously having problems with that.
Was it nice?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good mash. Okay, ready to serve. This here is a touch of wild garlic puree. Then a mushroom. The smell of these mushrooms is insane. Beautiful. Teeny carrot, cooked in butter. The ratatouille. I've given my Wellington a good 15 minutes to come round. You need to do that. Chopping board up. Sharpest knife you've got available. Serrated edge knife I would use. See, there's no filling yet. That's what I mean by you lose at both ends. It's all right. This will just get better as the more you go into it. What I wouldn't want to do is to go and pour this sauce all over the beef Wellington. So you lose the magnificent cooking quality of it. That is a plate of spring for me. If you've got the time and inclination, go for it. But that's a pretty good Wellington.